As a beginner, I had no clue about how to do gestures. The only real way I found around it was just to brute force it, doing hundreds and hundreds of sketches. Back then I didn't know that there is a literal cheat that got me there in just a couple of weeks once I started using it. But you have to do it right. Let me explain. I thought that when it comes to gesture, practice makes perfect. And this is partially true, of course, but if you start practicing blindly, you will just progress too slow and possibly quit, because you will not see enough progress to keep you motivated. I waited months before seeing a major improvement in gesture. This realization came from a mistake that I was making at the beginning. I was practicing a lot, but in the wrong way. I started by just passively watching a couple of tutorials about gesture and immediately threw myself into practicing, without even knowing what I was doing. The reality is that I underestimated gesture at the beginning, because I thought there were just a bunch of stickmen, honestly. It turned out that it is basically the most important and difficult part of figure drawing. And yes, more than anatomy and perspective in my opinion, which is really unfair. The first step is also the most difficult one. And when I understood that, I started zoning in, avoiding every distraction, to be alone with my reference, my pencil, and my sketchbook, just doing gesture. But after probably hundreds of gestures, I stopped for a second and realized that I wasn't seeing any significant improvement. At that moment I thought that I just wasn't built for it, you know? Better switch into something like environments and stick with it, something different. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm kind of doing this completely alone. And at that point I started doing something so stupidly obvious that actually no teacher told me to do. I came to the conclusion that instead of quitting altogether, I would need some more guidance. But where to get it as a self-taught artist with very little time to practice? The best thing about the solution that I found is that it's easy, completely free, and it saved me a ton of time. I just went back to those gesture tutorials that I've seen just once and never again, and actually started going step by step, copying and studying every single mark that the teachers were putting down on paper. So a 5-minute tutorial turned into a 30-minute one. And by copying, almost tracing their hand movement, I started absorbing their thought process. Because gesture is a lot about thought process. It is something that you need to understand more than anything else. I also started developing a muscle memory. That is another big part of it. I picked one mentor at a time, Proco, Hampton, Matesi, and little by little all these different styles started to influence each other, creating my own style, which is just a selection really of the stuff that I like from each one of them. And this allowed me to go from completely lost to having a roadmap, a base that I could build upon. And the best thing about it is that I started seeing huge improvements in just a couple of weeks of doing that. I turned my gestures upside down. If you want to see the results of this method in the long run, watch this video and I will see you on my next step.